Good afternoon, Big Brother fans, and a few maybe Sequester fans, I don't know. It is me, Mike, and it is Wednesday. God, the days all run together. Wednesday, May 13th. I am in my car driving to a coworker's apartment to pick up a thing. He's 3D printing stuff that you can, the kind of bands that you can put behind your ears to make the masks not kind of rip off your ears so much. They're little plastic bands. He's been 3D printing them for hospitals and things like that. But now that the demand isn't quite as high, he had a couple extra, and so I'm picking up like one for me and one for my son, who needs it for his work that he does where he's working. He has to wear a mask all day. Anyways, that's why I'm out and about. I also, by the way, have donated money to him to help offset his costs, because he's doing it for he's donating everything he makes to people. So I've given him enough money to make, like, I'm not kidding you, like over 200, and I'm gonna have a couple extra for me. That's how it's working. But that's not why you're here, and that's not why I'm here. But that is why I am out and about. So I last did this on Friday. And it's apparent to me that not many of you listened all the way through to the end. Or if you did, you decided not to message me if you did, because at the very end of my 30-minute long CarCast, or 35-minute long, whatever it was, CarCast on Friday, I said, by the way, I'm going to be on Sequester tonight. And for those of you that don't know, that missed my last one, Sequester is this online game put together by Audrey Middleton from Big Brother 17, and I compare it to a mini version of Big Brother, mini version of Survivor, where you are scrambling the entire time to try to save yourself against, I thought at the time, 18 other people, but as it turned out, it was 20, because the thing is starting to blow up, and so she can do up to 20, and she was doing 20. 20 of us scrambled and just prayed I wasn't going to be the first one out. And as it turned out, I did all right. I'm not going to spoil it on here for you guys how far I did, but there is a way to watch the whole thing, or you can watch just a part of it. I did a recap last night on Periscope for people that don't have computers, that can't easily watch it because it doesn't play well on phones or tablets. So I did a Periscope. It's posted on my Twitter timeline. If you don't know how to get to that or something, email me, ilovereality@gmail.com, and I will send you a link that you should be able to watch on your phone or your tablet or your computer for that matter. But basically, I did a 3-hour Periscope where I watched myself. People popped in and chatted, and I would respond to them. Matter of fact, at least 4 of the people who played with me that night popped in, and we talked a little bit about how it went and what we were thinking and those kind of things. So it was really fun, but it was 3 hours. So you can check that out, though. Anyways, it was a good time. I think right now I won't spoil a whole lot of it, just in case for some reason a few of you have not actually seen it and don't want it spoiled for whatever reason that might be. You do get to see me, by the way. That's the whole point. You can see my face. And those of you that are listening to this that still haven't seen my face at this point now, this must be the only way you ever hear me talk, because the Periscope, I put the video on myself raw, plus I was in the video on the Periscope. Obviously on the Sequester thing, I was on camera all the time. So for the people that have always said, we want to see what you look like, we want to see your face, well, it's out there now. And so there you go. It was a really good time. It was really interesting seeing it from behind the scenes a little bit. It's not like there was something magical going on behind the scenes, but it was different. And watching the process of jumping in and out of rooms and doing things like that, not knowing what was going on, I very much had absolutely no idea if my name was being thrown around. I didn't know if I was being talked about. People would tell me I was, but were they telling the truth or not? And then I would tell people things, and they would pretend like they hadn't already heard it. Or maybe I would tell someone something not knowing that they knew the person that I was talking about before that we even did this thing. So, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that we learned after the fact. A couple of really wild moments happened. I will say that at one point I jumped into a room and got jumped all over by a person who kind of confronted me and accused me of saying things about them, which I really wasn't doing nearly as much as they implied, but I was totally on my heels, and they took that to mean that I was lying, which I really wasn't, as much as I was just so confused. It's like, who's saying my name? And there's another moment where it really looked like first of all, that I had a shot of going out. There were several times where I thought for sure I was going out, but in this particular case, it really looked like myself, or it was down to a few people that might go out, and there was a total shocker of a twist that we didn't even expect, and not a production created twist. It's just the way it worked out. It was like, whoa, did that just happen? And the game took a sharp left turn. It was fun. I had a really good time, and I keep talking about it, and I probably need to take my foot off the pedal now, relax a little bit. I will say that I've lost about 1,000 followers since I started talking a lot about Sequester. And I'm wondering if those are people like, I don't want to hear about this damn thing. I only want to hear about Big Brother. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't care. I've also picked up several followers who are big fans of the Sequester thing, and so there's a commingling of the universes here, of the people that maybe didn't hang around on Twitter as much, that may hang around on Twitter a little bit more, because I think within the community of these people that play this game, they don't look terribly fondly on Twitter, with just reason. But I'm not going to go hang out on Instagram much. I'm not going to go hang out on YouTube or Skype. Some of the other places these folks run. So it's been really interesting. It's been really fun. I've had a good time. And I don't know. That's really what I wanted to jump on and talk about for a little bit. I don't want to make this too long. I don't have any new Big Brother news. Los Angeles has pushed back their stay-at-home order to a longer date. People think that going to put more of a dagger in the chances of there being a Big Brother in the late summer. I don't know. I've had communication with people on the peripheries of the industry, how about we say that, who would think that Big Brother would be one of the easier kind of shows to bring back. Whether they do or not, they're not involved in reality TV directly, so it's hard telling. But we'll see what happens for sure. And I think there's going to be some form of Big Brother at some point yet this year. People have asked for, someone asked, I say people, there you go. No, one person, multiple people asked about us doing some kind of a podcast with Scott and Colette, myself. I'm working on something. I don't really want to do another show with Scott and Colette where we talk about some other reality show, no. I don't want to invest myself in it. There's really nothing that Scott, Colette, and I share in our watching that we watch, that they already talk about old movies and stuff. I like old movies, but I don't really want to talk about them that much. And I'm not a Bravo reality fan. I'm not a fan of the Real Housewives at all. Matter of fact, yes, just today Colette posted a video of a fight going on with, I don't remember who it was, and I watched the clip and I just went, this doesn't make me comfortable. To me, watching the Real Housewives is like I'm watching a fight that my parents, like someone came to me and said, hey, we got a treat for you. We're going to sit you in a room and you get to watch your parents fight like they did, when you were a little kid. Not my parents did not fight a lot. They didn't fight any more than any normal married couple fight. My parents are still together over 50 years. But when your parents had a fight, it hurt. It just made you feel like, no, I don't like this. Make this stop. That's what watching the Real Housewife fight was like. I was like, I don't want to watch this. Why do I want to watch generally two women be really ugly towards each other? It just was like, I don't like this at all. It just, So, yeah, I don't want to talk about a show like that with Scott and Colette. But I am working on something that who knows, we may put something together. It's just going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work to do. And I'm like, I started working on it about a week and a half ago, and then I stopped for a day, and then I found Sequester, and I kind of went like, I just do this. I'll pay attention to this. So I'll have to pick this back up and start to look back into it, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not saying we're going to do a bunch of shows, but maybe we'll do a couple of shows or something. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, well, maybe do one show and see how it goes. And that opens up the can of worms of, well, do we make it a patron show? Or are we going to charge our patrons for it? Not charge. I would personally say it would be a publicly available show, but our patrons donate even though it's free. Kind of like, actually, Sequester. You can watch all the Sequesters you want with ever donating if you want to become a patron. Now, the only way you can play is if you're a patron, but that's kind of that's not a lot of people. So people that are patrons of our podcast, they get a little extra bonus, but they don't get that much in comparison. They're doing it out of just the fact that they're cool people and they want to support us. Just like my patrons that support me. My 9 patrons, who I love dearly, and I'm not asking for more. I'm just still shocked that these people are still supporting me. But I did give them a warning that I was doing this show. Like a week ago today, all those people knew if they were paying attention. A week ago today, I put up a post saying I had made the cast for Sequester for Friday. So there you go. Now, would I do that again? I don't know, because I don't think technically I'm supposed to tell people. But I knew that my followers in my little patron world, none of them had any kind of connection with Sequester, so I wasn't worried about someone running and telling people that I was going to be on. And I was completely anonymous. Nobody knew who I was. Lots of people on it that I was on with now have said they followed the site for years. They followed the site more than they listened to the podcast. But I guess the day of, one of the guys I started out with was listened to my Periscope that I did on Friday. So, but he didn't put together that I was that person because I've never gone on camera. Now, he kind of thought the voice was familiar. But anyways, all right, back to what I was saying, which was about Patreon, about me being on Patreon, about patron supporting. Oh, about a show, about us doing a bonus show or some kind of a show. Yeah, it's in the works. I'm working on something, and I kind of threw it by Colette last night, I think, and she didn't say no. So there you go. Doesn't mean it's happening, by the way. Now it falls all on my head. I'm the one who has to do all the work if this is going to happen. So if we don't do something before Big Brother starts as kind of a mini Big Brother filler of some kind, it's my fault because I have thrown out a suggestion and both Scott and Colette said, sure, we'd do that. But pretty much for them, it's going to be, you guys just show up and talk. I got to put together the stuff that we'll talk about. And that's what's going to take a lot of work. So we'll see if it happens. All right? You know what? I don't think I have a whole lot else to talk about. I've kept you going for, what is it now? We're at 13 minutes. And no Big Brother news. Survivor finale is tonight. I will be watching it. I'm not rooting for anyone in particular. I'm not rooting against anyone too particularly hard either. I watch Survivor for the enjoyment. I'm not too wound up about it. So I don't really care. I can't even tell you the names. Well, let's see, okay? Ben, Sarah, Tony. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got for who's left. And that is not everybody. That's just the names I can think of right now. And mainly because those are all the people that people are screaming they hope don't win. Different factions are saying, oh, Michelle better not win. They better get Tony out. I think Ben doesn't deserve to win, maybe is what someone said. And I know Andy, Big Brother 15 Andy, tweeted that he wants a woman to win except Sarah. So, yeah. That's where all that sits. Okay, that's it. I am now done talking because I'm going to sign off and go about and just unwind a little bit and enjoy being out of the house and running errands. Okay? I hope you're all well. You're always welcome to tweet at me. You're always welcome to email me, ilovereality@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, BBGOSSIP, although I'm 90% sure all of you do. And if you want to see my 3-hour Periscope where I dissected my stint on Sequester and you don't know how to get to it, let me know and I'll set you up. The whole show itself was like over 6 hours, and yeah, I'll tell you this much. So it started at 20. The jury starts at 9, and then you have a jury of 7 with the final 2. I'm going to tell you this much. I at least made it to jury. So I didn't go out first or second. There's how you go. I lasted quite a while. There's a teaser for you. If you're thinking, I'm not going to go watch it if Mike's out in the first 10 minutes. I was not out in the first 10 minutes. I lasted a while. All right? There you go. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.